in December of 2023, a non-citizen went to a hotel here in Canada to meet a 15-year-old for sex, in which he had agreed to pay for these services. He only received 3 months of house arrest and was allowed to go shopping for 3 hours every Sunday throughout these 3 months. His sentencing was lessened so as not to affect his immigration status. Do you think the criminal inadmissibility component, so Section 36(1) of the Immigration Refugee Protection Act, do you think that that kept Canadians safe here in this situation?
Thank you, member, for that question. I know you know that sentencing decisions are made independently by the courts, where the federal government, though, is responsible for the law is for removals. But under the immigration law, a non-citizen convicted of a serious violent is subject to deportation.
Right, but I'll just stop you there for a sec. So you're actually, since you've had trouble understanding questions today, you, as the immigration minister, surprise, you're actually responsible for the Immigration Refugee Protection Act. And that section is under your portfolio. So this guy was convicted of a serious crime. They used a loophole in Section 36(1) to ensure that his sentence was reduced so that he could stay in Canada. Is that good or bad?
So there is no federal law that requires judges to reduce a sentence because of immigration consequences. That is the truth.
Right. So I'm asking you about Section 36. I'm just going to remind you, this is part of your portfolio. So this is your department. Do you think that that section is working? Do you think that, I'll give you another example. There's a 25-year-old who was on a study permit. He sexually assaulted an 18-year-old at a club in my city in Calgary. He was found guilty, and the judge reduced his sentence because of that provision in that bill you're responsible for. The definition of serious criminality, it doesn't work. I just want to feel like, do you think that's bad? Like, do you think that maybe we should change that so that people who are non-citizens who are convicted of things like sexual assault get auto-deported rather than just kind of sticking around and doing it again, maybe?
So we have legislation in front of us that will ensure serious crimes get dealt with seriously,
Which
including
legislation?
Deportations. The immigration, so even
law?
the judge in the case said
No, go back. Tell me
that
which law
we
you're
were
talking
not
about.
to override the seriousness of the offense. Might be a factor to
So you
consider,
don't know which
but
law
it
you
will-
just said?
Absolutely, no, it would not override the offense.
I really think you have no idea what you're talking about. It's really sad. We're talking about non-citizens who are convicted of serious crime being allowed to stay in Canada. So we put forward an amendment to Bill C-12, which would have corrected this. I did your job for you. I think Peter might be doing your job for you in a couple of months. But you guys didn't support that. So I'm asking you as
order,
like
Chair.
just somebody.
Yes, point of order, Mr. Fragiscatos.
Let's just maintain the focus on the subject at hand, which is immigration, please.
I would love to maintain the focus, but the minister, like,
We're back on your time,
the
Ms.
minister just
Rempel-Garner.
doesn't, she can't even answer a basic question. So I'm asking you, you have people, non-citizens who have been convicted of sexual assault, and judges are using a serious criminality loophole that's in your bill, in your department. Do you think that should maybe be changed?
People who are committing serious offenses will be deported. I'll tell you.
No, this guy wasn't. He's still here.
Well, we're talking now. I can't
minute.
talk. I don't know what year you're referring to. I
All
don't
of these
really know
cases,
the,
they're still here.
And again, I think what you're trying to do is, this is
Stand
an
up for
approach
victims?
that it's a recycled approach that we heard years ago that interferes with judicial independence and
you're
ignores the Supreme
pro-raper.
Court precedent. But again, I say to you, the courts have already indicated that serious offenses will be
You're
dealt with
pro-sexual
seriously.
assault guy
and-
staying in
and-
Canada. That's what we're hearing. Like, can't you even just say that this is wrong and you'll look into it? Like, did nobody even say, like, maybe you could just say, Minister, this is really serious. You should say it's serious. I'm going to look into it. Maybe we could work together on it. You just defended a guy who, like, sexually assaulted
don't know
somebody
the
and should be
cases. I don't know the
deported. And you're the
facts.
immigration minister.
I don't know the facts you're
I just
referring
told
to.
you. I've raised it in the House, and you guys have done nothing. And it's continuing every day. It's rampant in our justice system. You have the responsibility to do this, and you've done nothing. Why?
Thank you, Ms. Rempel-Gardner. Thank you, Minister Diab. Next.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Minister and officials, for being here with us today. Minister, I want to expand a little bit on this question of crime and how we treat criminals in this country. Should criminals receive more lenient sentences to protect their immigration status, in your opinion?
I don't believe they should know.
Okay, well, my colleague referred to Jasbir Singh. That was a case very recent, just Calgary, 2024. And that is a case where the judge considers immigration status when assessing the case. That's one example. But let's go to another one. Ashwin V. Sajavan spied on a woman in a bathroom where he made video recordings. He received a more lenient sentence to stay in the country. In fact, in that case, the judge decided to give him less than 6 months instead of the mandatory 6 to 12 months, just so it would not affect his immigration status. Is it your position or the position of the Liberal government that we should give peepers and rapists a second chance to stay in Canada?
No, absolutely not. Again, as I said, sentencing decisions are not made by a government. They are made by courts. But no, there is a government will not,
Right.
does not support such a thing.
Right, but Minister, these are people that you let in the country, that immigration let in the country. They came, the Liberal government allowed them in the country. These are not Canadians. These are people that are here whose immigration status is being affected, whose judgment status is being affected in the courts, so that the judgment decision has been affected in the courts, so that their immigration status is not affected. Okay, so it really does speak to the weakness we have seen in the background checks that are done before people are let into this country. So let me ask you this. Would you agree that we should prioritize justice for victims and safety for Canadians over immigration needs, over these criminals, peepers, rapists, and so forth?
So safety and priority of Canadians is always the priority.
Well, recently we've heard in this committee, as you very well know, from CBSA, there's 30,000 people they're looking for in the country they can't find. We heard from the president of the union of CBSA employees that they're demoralized. The staff is completely demoralized because they're not given the tools to do the proper background checks. In fact, your one-touch system, which is a first meeting with the person wanting to come into Canada, where they take a biometric of the eye and the fingerprint, and so forth. Once they get that first initial meeting, they're given a questionnaire to take home that they have 45 days to complete before they give back. Do you think it is proper to allow people into the country before the entire screening process, ascertaining their criminality or their right to be in Canada, whether they should have a right to be in Canada because of the, if they have criminal records, they shouldn't be here and have the 45 days to complete the questionnaire?
So thanks for, again, I asked about this when I heard about this thingy called one-touch system. I was told that it's not really a one-touch system, but...
No,
but
Minister, I'm sorry. Let me just say that.
Sorry.
Okay, that was clarified here by your officials. Okay, it's not an app. They have the one-touch system is something that is in place by your department. And what it is, it's the first connection with a person coming into the country. They have the one touch for them is the first really discussion they have with the individual. That takes a number of minutes, and they're allowed into the country with a questionnaire to complete the 45 days, okay? Now, here's the problem we have. We have people that are in the country that shouldn't be here because they're criminals. We have a backlog.
1 minute.
I'm sorry? 1 minute. We have backlogs that are really inundating all of our offices and members of parliament because we're dealing with real people here. The budget calls for a 15% cut in your department. Where are you with that? How many people are you letting go?
So let me go back to this one-touch system. The VP
No, how
of
many people, then we
Intelligence and
finish that question.
Enforcement
How many people are you
of the
letting go?
CBSA said that there's multiple layers of defense, and he clarified that somebody claiming asylum or at a port of entry, 100% of them
I just gave you examples. of
Spent
people that are in
considerable
this
time
country
with
Please let her
border
answer the
services.
question.
that should not be here.
Mr. Menegakis, please let her answer the question.
I am. I just gave you examples of people that should not be here, Minister, and they're here.
Mr. Menegakis, please let her
Okay.
answer the question.
So I
Minister.
think
Could you please, Madam Chair, I'm communicating with the Minister. I think I want her to understand the question I'm asking.
Point of
I'm
order.
getting a
Point of
different
order.
answer.
Say she's not being able to respond. Mr. Menegakis, point of order, Ms. Zaid.
As chair, it is your responsibility to make sure to have a decorum. So I don't think so. This is a valid thing that he's questioning my honourable colleague is
on that
questioning
point
the
of order-
minister, and you cannot intervene. It is your job to keep decorum.
Thank you,
On
Ms.
that point of order, is
Mr.
that a
Meneg-
point of order for you?
This is not a point of order. Mr.
Okay.
Menegakis, we're going to your time is up in any
No,
case.
I'm just going to say to you, that's why we introduced Bill C2 and C12,
Minister-
because the
Mr.
system
Diab,
needs
it's
to be
over.
improved.
This-
We
the-
need to have
Minister
better.
Diab.
We need to have better tools, and that's exactly what we are doing.
Minister
So
Di-
we're hoping that you will work with us to do that.
Minister Diab, just time is up, and